Man, I don't know where to begin this week. You know what? We've had so many things go on. We've seen Dan Henderson get raggy-dolled by Daniel Cormier, which was a hard thing to see. We've seen Hanan Barao get completely wrecked after a 35-fight win streak, I think, against TJ Dillashaw, who put on the performance of a lifetime. I was blown away by that. You've got street performers in Covent Garden putting themselves through toilet seats and tennis rackets and making sex jokes. If you go to Covent Garden, you'll see what I mean. You've got Jehovah's Witnesses eyeballing me right now, ready to come to the door. Don't do it, alright? Do not do it yet. Go, 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 go. That's it. That's it. Over there, over there. You know what? Where are my manners? Introductions. I own Buff Being Stuffed, and of all things I want to react to, and one thing I need to talk about, is I've just got in and I found out that Wanderlei Silva and Chael Sonnen is now not happening. And I'm thinking, what? Is this a joke? And then I look online, the greatest place for information, and apparently Wanderlei Silva is out of the Chael Sonnen fight, and Vitor Belfort is going to step in. And this was announced 5 hours ago, and I've really just found this out now after coming back from the gym, and I am just like in shock. So this is not me breaking news, this is me reacting to something that I've just read. And from what I understand, and I'm just looking over here because I'm looking at MMA fighting, I really need reading glasses by the way. It says here, Silva had ample time to submit his application to compete at UFC 175 and elected not to do so. In addition, now this is according to the NSAC Commission, and in addition to that, both Silva and Sonnen were asked to undergo random drug tests while in Nevada last week for 173. Sonnen complied with the request. However, when asked to do the same, Wanderlei Silva refused. So this is my source, MMAfighting.com. So if anyone wants to kill me, blame it on my source. Wow. What do I think about that? I think that is, that's interesting. You know what? Wanderlei Silva and Chael Sonnen have gone back and forth for years, since 2010 when, Chael made those comments about him at that Q&A, and then they had that little to-do in the car, which is on YouTube, which was pretty amusing. And then they apparently were going to do TUF together, and then that didn't happen. Got to hydrate myself. And then there was a lot of talk about doing Wanderlei Silva and Chael Sonnen in 2011 as his return fight, and then it wouldn't happen. And then Chael pretty much called him out and said, this is, I've had some rough fights. I want the guy that's got the worst record in the UFC in Wanderlei Silva. Wanderlei Silva saying he'd kill him fast. Just this hilarious war of words between the two of them. And then it kicked off again in 2013? Did it all kick off again? Yeah, it kicked off again in 2013. Well, they've been going back and forth for years. Then it kicked off again in 2013 when after Chael fought John Jones, and Wanderlei said all these things about him. Oh, he's not a real fighter, and how he'll crack, and how he'll forward, he can't do this, he can't do that. And, I'm thinking, come, just do the fucking fight already. And Chael fights Shogun, and Wanderlei's like he's going to get wrecked. And then Chael beats him by submission, which is impressive. And then we're thinking, alright, Chael versus Wanderlei in 3 months after that. And Wanderlei's not going to do the fight for whatever reason. I believe he had a suspected back injury or something like that. But he's saying, he's going to fight him, but then he won't. And he's saying he's going to fight him, but he won't. And that's one of the things about this that really interests me. Wanderlei has said he'll do it. But then there seems to be circumstances where he doesn't. And he wasn't going to fight him because of a back injury, and then he wasn't going to fight him because of pay-per-view points, and then he wasn't going to fight him because of this, and because of that, and because of this and that. And this isn't as one-sided verbally as people will make, because I think when Chael talks, people will pay attention, and we do. But Wanderlei Silva has said just as much as Chael, if not even more, especially in the past year. Wanderlei has done videos on his channel, cussing him out in Portuguese, how he's going to kill him, how he's got no respect for him, how he's going to hurt him, how he's going to suck his blood. Fucking reading Vampire Diaries, was he? When he got outlined. All these things that Wanderlei has said with Chael, about Chael. And then the big fight happens. And where is he? I mean, they did The Ultimate Fighter together, and I only watched a bit of that, and I heard a lot of things about Wanderlei Silva, which were not very flattering. I actually heard that Chael came across a lot nicer than Wanderlei. I heard Wanderlei came across as very unempathetic towards fighters, and that the audience had switched to Chael, and Wanderlei was actually had a bit of heat on him, wrestling term for you dreaded MMA fans. And I'm thinking, well, finally they're going to do this fight, and then Chael was saying, well, I don't know if he's going to do that fight. I'm training for a fight, but I don't think it's going to be him. Chael kept on saying that. Wanderlei Silva then and him had that little funny little weigh-in, and Wanderlei's doing all of that at him, and Chael's just laughing at him, going, do you know when? Do you know when? And Wanderlei's still like, no. They had that hilarious pull-apart on Tough. And after all of that nonsense, Wanderlei Silva, he can talk, but he cannot like do the test and fill in the paperwork and do the necessary, you know, logistic parts of that. It's just like, what the fuck? It just makes me scratch my head. And I'm like, why would, like, I know there's going to be different opinions on this. One thing is Wanderlei legit scared of losing this fight? Because we know Wanderlei isn't in his prime anymore, and we've known that for years. He got exposed to me when he fought Mark Hunt. He got exposed to me back then because everyone was scared of him. Then he fights a very technical striker, and the technical striker exposes the chinks in his armour. He fights Mirko Krokop, and Mirko Krokop does the same thing. He fights Dan Henderson, and Dan just takes him out. And ever since then, that aura has diminished and diminished and diminished and diminished and diminished. And I wouldn't say it's getting to Ken Shamrock levels, but it's dangerously close to it. And then he goes to the UFC. He had that great war with Chuck Liddell. He fought Keith Jardine and destroyed him, and everyone's like, Wanderlei is back. Then Rampage knocked him out. Then he fought Rich Franklin. Then he went to middleweight and beat Bisping. And just like, he fights maybe once or twice a year. But it's very obvious to me that he's not going to be like a contender or a world champion anymore. He's just not that guy. But he should not be afraid. I think about it like this. The last fight he had was Brian Stann, right? Why would he be nervous to fight Chael? Unless, like, there's something he knows that, you know, it confuses me. He fought Brian Stann, who's a significantly harder puncher than Chael, in a war in Japan, and he got cracked with some serious shots. And Wanderlei didn't go down and out. He stayed up and he carried on, and then he won the fight. He won the fight against a very solid to very good fighter with a lot of punching power and aggression and killer instinct, and Wanderlei withstood that and won the fight. And I'm thinking, yeah, Stan hits a lot harder than Chael, and you know, Chael is not a power puncher. You should be able to take him out, or you should be able to take Chael's punches. And like, it just confuses me. And then the other thing is really what we've been saying for years and what fans have been saying for years is Wanderlei doing something that he shouldn't be doing. I know people who've had that suspicion about him when he was in Pride, and one person did make this comment to me. If you look at Wanderlei's physical appearance in Japan and then you look at it when he was in America, there's a big difference there. And I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. And now an incident like this is going to just make it even worse. And it's hilarious because you've got Chael Sonnen, of all people, saying that Wanderlei ran from the drug tests. Well, I mean, Chael did take them, he failed them. But you got Chael Sonnen, of all people, saying that. And Wanderlei Silva, from what I'm reading, did not submit his application and refused to do the test. So that makes me that makes him very guilty. That makes him very, very, very guilty. And it makes me think that one of the reasons why he kept pulling, there's one way of looking at it. Perhaps the reason why he kept postponing the fight is because of his cycle, if he's doing something. And now I suspect very heavily that maybe he is. Pretty much he might be. And it's just like, wow. I mean, you know what? This does not make Wanderlei Silva look very good at all. Because he said all these things, talked all this stuff, and he will not sign the paperwork, and he will not take the test. He's like, won't urinate in a cup. That's what it comes. He will not take a piss in a cup or a blood test. And I'm just like, wow, after all of that, that's the deal breaker. And I'm just like, fuck, that's just ridiculous. So, anyways, now Chael, I think, comes off a lot better. And a lot of people were saying, oh, well, Chael will pull out of the fight. Well, look what's happened. And now we've got Chael Sonnen versus Vitor Belfort, which will be a very interesting fight. That's if Vitor Belfort can get himself licensed. I know he's applied for everything, and he is going to apparently be the guy to step in. But, fuck, I mean, oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is a crazy week in MMA, I'll say that much. I can just say this, Vitor and Chael, it depends on how Vitor looks physically now he's coming off TRT. Vitor's got skills naturally, but we know that those have been enhanced due to other means. And if Vitor I think Vitor struggles against wrestlers. That's just my belief. And I remember Randy Couture did a number on him in the rematch. And I think that Randy, well, they fought 3 times, I think, haven't they? 2 or 3 times, probably. I know that the wrestlers give him the hardest time ever, and I think Chael has got the tools to beat him. But, you know, Vitor, you know, he's still got power, and he could knock him out with whatever he finds. But I think that Chael could beat him. I think that Chael's in better condition. I think Chael could beat him, and there's a good chance of him beating him. But if Chael's not careful, he might slip up on the ground and Vitor could sub him. So that could happen. And at least that fight has some heat to it. At least that fight. Because there's a back and forth between Vitor and Chael too. But there's a lot of respect there. And credit to Vitor for actually going to take the fight. But more credit, you know, you just think, what the fuck? What the hell is going on? I mean, I think a lot of people are going to have some very interesting things to say about Wanderlei Silva right now. So I'm going to stop. You let me know what you think. You let me know what you feel. I'm off to fucking buy a new phone because what the fuck just happened to mine? The charger port popped out. And Jehovah's Witnesses are coming again. Go away. Stay away. Stay away. Go away. As I was saying, I'm going to get out of here. Dodge the Jehovah's Witnesses. No offense to anyone that is, by the way. And if you haven't seen me before, I'm Buff Been Stuffed. Hello, nice to meet you. Subscribe to my channel. I do MMA videos. I do pro wrestling videos. And I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you think of this whole situation with Wanderlei Silva and Chael Sonnen. And do you think that Wanderlei is going to come off very badly as a result of this? I'm going to leave. You let me know what you think. Please let me know what you think. And if you want to, hit that little subscribe button. Oh, fuck it. Hit that subscribe button. And watch my other videos, my MMA ones, if you just want to see those. And I am out of here. Take care, peace, and bye.